harvest ahead.
Spring is almost here, but in parts of the country, it already feels like summer.
March Madness is underway, and if you think you've got the perfect bracket this year, we have a reality check.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us at NTTV News at Noon. I am Majay Moore.
And I'm Varun Engineer. A pilot survived a small plane crash in Denton County yesterday. Now investigators are trying to figure out why it happened. The single-engine aircraft went down just before 5 p.m. yesterday at the Arrow Valley Airport in Roanoke. That's about 15 miles southwest of the UNT campus. First responders found the plane upside down on the runway. The pilot was the only person on board. He was taken to the hospital, but it's not clear how badly he was hurt. His name has not been revealed yet.
The Pentagon is reportedly asking for $200 billion in funding for the war in Iran. That is expected to lead a fight among lawmakers on Capitol Hill. That amount would be a major escalation of the war. It would likely undercut President Trump's statement at the start of the war when he said he expected it to be over in 4 to 5 weeks. This morning, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not confirm the $200 billion request, but said he does expect to ask for a large sum of money for the war.
It takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future, ensure that our ammunition is, everything's refilled, and not just refilled, but above and beyond.
Congress would have to approve any new money for the war in Iran. It's not clear yet if there is enough support to send those funds to the Pentagon, as a growing number of lawmakers say they don't approve of the war. As the war in Iran continues with no sight in end, gas prices continue to skyrocket across the U.S. Nationwide, the average price for a gallon of regular gasoline is $3.88. That is the highest it's been since October 2022. During the early days of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the national average has gone up 90 cents in the span of less than 3 weeks. Prices are a little lower here in North Texas, but drivers are still paying an average of $3.68 per gallon. More increases are expected as the price of oil continues to climb.
Spring break is over at UNT, but many others across the U.S. have this week off. That has thousands of people planning trips. But if you're planning to fly, you may want to head to the airport earlier. TSA officers have worked without pay since February 14th because funding for the Department of Homeland Security has lapsed. This is making airport security lines longer and causing many people to miss their flights. The Department of Transportation says passengers are only entitled to refunds if their flight is canceled or if the schedule changes. You may want to consider TSA PreCheck for future flights.
You know, Varun, one day it's the beginning of spring and the next day I wake up and it's practically the ice age.
I know. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Sherelle Orozco, to see what season we should expect today. Sherelle?
Yes, the weather has been crazy here lately, but luckily for today, it's not that bad. It's 73, but the wind is a bit kind of crazy, guys, so just keep that in mind. But the conditions for tonight, it is going to start feeling a little cold, so if you have any plans to go out, just bring a little jacket, bring something, because it is going to be cold here in Denton. But for the conditions for tomorrow, it's going to be completely different. As you can tell with the weather being almost 100 degrees, and the wind is not going to be that bad. So it's a perfect time to go out with family, friends, go to the pool, have a good time, enjoy the spring weather, even though it feels like summer, but it's an amazing time to go out. That's all for me. Back to Des.
Thanks, Sherelle. While we get ready for a warm-up here in North Texas, people on the West Coast are already dealing with sweltering heat waves, and in some cases, it's breaking records. Reed Vignon has the story.
It was really hot. Today, it's going to be the same.
It's hot. I'm melting right now as we speak, so it's only going to get hotter as the day goes on.
People in Southern California sweltering in triple-digit temperatures in some places amid a rare March heat wave.
The fan blows, but you have no air.
The heat also having a potential impact on agriculture in some parts of the Golden State.
It's warm, but it's not killing plants warm, right? No huge negatives right now. If this extends out a couple extra days, then all of a sudden you could be seeing problems.
The heat wave extending to other western states as well. Phoenix this week broke the record for its earliest triple-digit temperature day ever.
We should be seeing highs right around 80 degrees, but instead we're talking 20, 25 degrees above normal, getting into the 100s.
Wednesday was also the beginning of a days-long extreme heat warning for areas around Las Vegas. The National Weather Service cited dangerously hot temperatures that could reach near 30 degrees above normal for this time of year. The warning covers parts of northwest Arizona, southeast California, and southern Nevada and will remain in effect through Sunday evening. The Lake Mead National Recreation Area closed several trails due to safety concerns during the heat wave. Officials cited dangerous conditions with a high risk of heat-related illness. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Celebrations honoring Cesar Chavez are being canceled nationwide after disturbing new allegations came to light about the labor leader. A New York Times investigation says Chavez sexually abused at least two young girls while he was in charge of the United Farm Workers. Fellow labor leader Dolores Huerta, who worked alongside Chavez for years, also says he abused her. Chavez died in 1993. For decades, his birthday, March 31st, has been a celebration of labor rights in the U.S., but in the wake of these revelations, Cesar Chavez Day events are being shut down. And late yesterday, Governor Greg Abbott announced statewide events for Cesar Chavez Day will no longer be held this month.
In a few days, millions of Texans will no longer be allowed to use food stamps to buy sweetened beverages and candy. Governor Abbott signed a Senate Bill 379 into law last year. The bill passed with bipartisan support with the goal to help ensure this program helps families access nutritional foods. Under the bill, you will not be able to use food stamps to buy any candy or any sweetened drink that contains 5 grams or more of added sugar per serving. This includes any amount of artificial sweetener, such as regular and most diet sodas. Critics say this unfairly targets second-class Texans who do not have access to healthier food options. The state health department released a guidance document for retailers on how to comply with the new law.
When we come back, hear how you can have a say in the future of UNT's student government.
And your favorite Texas flower may not bloom as much this spring. We'll explain why.
We're NTTV's longest-running Spanish entertainment show, and we're all about culture, creativity, and community in Spanish. Vámonos.
As election season gets underway, the UNT student body is looking for its next president and vice president. NTTV's Jackson Garrett Spring is live at the Union with more. Jackson.
Thanks, Majay. Now, no matter what university you attend, the student body government is crucial for students to voice their concerns. The SGA is kicking off election season looking for its next set of leaders. A meet and greet was held earlier yesterday at the Union with candidates running for president and vice president to go around and get familiar with potential voters. Both of the main tickets have their own acronyms. Daria Smith and Esther Alamoyiwa is running under the mantra Unite. Unite, nurture, inspire, transform, and empower. Meanwhile, the ticket with Durrani Avula and Devin Ferris is using the acronym LIFT, Leadership, Innovations, Fellowship, and Transparency. Another meet and greet will be held today from 5 to 7 p.m. and a debate between the tickets will be held next Wednesday from 6 to 8:50 p.m. The election itself will open at 8 a.m. on Monday, March 30th, and will close the next Wednesday, April 2nd at 5 p.m. Winners will be announced the next day. For more information, follow UNT SGA on social media and go out and vote for your student body. That's all I have. With NTTV News, I'm Jackson Garrett Spring.
Thanks, Jackson. A major Texas city is facing a water crisis. Reservoir levels in Corpus Christi are below 10%, and a potential water emergency is looming. Michael Gibson has a look at the effects of the water crisis.
When you take a look at the Corpus Christi Regional Economic Development Corporation's list of projects it has secured over the years, it's impressive. But many of those came before 2020, when the city actually had water to offer them. Now, amid the ongoing water crisis, leaders say the losses are staggering.
I've heard numbers as high as 20 billion.
Those are projects tied to companies that need massive amounts of water to operate.
Google was looking into us, and that they needed about 3 million gallons a day.
The city has drilled wells along the Nueces River to boost supply, but it's still not enough. Reservoirs could run dry as soon as next year. And while leaders continue pushing for a desalination plant, companies remain on standby, waiting for a reliable water source.
I would say it's in the billions. It's in the billions.
And other development is on hold as well.
Bet I've talked to $100 million worth of potential investment in the last couple of months, and I shared with them what I knew from the old dashboard, which we since have found out was flawed based on new data.
Now armed with that updated data, the city manager says it's time to take the message directly to the public.
We know that the community wants information, and this is consistent with our long-term practice of being very transparent.
Varun, what's something you're looking forward to this spring season?
Well, I honestly, I'm very excited to go on a camping trip with my friends, and I can't wait for that. What about you?
Honestly, I can't wait to be outside at all times possible. Speaking of which, let's check back in with Sherelle Roscoe to see how the weather is looking this weekend. Sherelle?
Yes, the weather has been crazy lately, but so far this week is going to be amazing. It's a perfect time to go out with family and friends, go travel. As you can tell here, it's going to be around 70 degrees. In some areas, it's going to reach all the way to 80. But across Texas, it's going to be amazing weather. As you can tell, it's going to be around 80, 75. Perfect time to go to Austin, Houston, go out with friends. Perfect time to go travel anywhere in Texas, especially in Oklahoma too. If you want to go out of state, that's a perfect time too. But for the 7 days forecast, it's going to be perfect weather. No rain, but it is going to be chilly in night. So just keep in mind what you want to wear, what plans you have going on. But throughout the week, it's going to be perfect weather. It is going to start feeling a bit hot during Wednesday, though, so just keep that in mind, and Thursday. But it's a perfect time to go out with friends and family, and that's all for me. Back to desk.
Thanks, Sherelle. The arrival of spring in Texas usually means bluebonnets blooming all over the place, but this year it may not be the case. Experts are predicting a more moderate bluebonnet season in 2026. That's largely because of the dry fall and warm winter we had, which made it more difficult for the official state flower of Texas to grow, experts say. There will still be bluebonnets popping up across Texas, but they may be more difficult to find in the years past.
People and businesses in Fort Worth's Cultural District will soon be working around the filming of a hit TV show. According to City Street Use Permit, the Paramount Plus crime drama series Lioness will be filming a stunt driving and collision sequence next week. South University Drive between West Lancaster Avenue and West Freeway will be closed from 5 a.m. to 7 at night on March 24th and the 25th. The streets will reopen once filming wraps. Lioness stars Nicole Kidman and Zoe Saldana and is filming its third season right now.
There are dozens of languages spoken here at the UNT campus, but one group is on a mission to make sure that keeps happening.
NTTV's Julianne Nguyen has a look inside the Japanese Scholar Society.
At the University of North Texas, there's 10 languages offered in the World Language Department, with dozens of class levels. But one of the most difficult is Japanese. And for the members of the Japanese Scholar Society, learning and teaching doesn't stop in the classroom.
JSS stands for the Japanese Scholar Society, and we are the academically based Japanese club. Our primary goal as a club is for students to have the opportunity to study Japanese outside of the classroom and also to get more practice in outside of the classroom setting. It's important, I believe, for students to have this opportunity in these clubs, not only so that way they get practice outside of the classroom, but also so that way we can build community with each other in practicing and speaking a language that we all chose to learn together.
Members range from beginner all the way to advanced Japanese, and each member has some serious passion and dedication to learning the language.
So I just really enjoy learning new languages in general, and I wanted to challenge myself, and Japanese was a challenge because it's a whole new 3 alphabets to learn and all of that and the new grammar and everything. So that's why I started learning it.
Each member presents a project in Japanese every semester. They can be haikus, which are traditional Japanese poems, or presentations about the Japanese culture. Learning a new language is already daunting. However, you will always find a place right here at the Japanese Scholar Society.
The JSS meets every Tuesday evening from 5:30 to 6:30 in room 309 of the Language Building.
Well, coming up, a closer look reveals some surprising information about marijuana use.
And March Madness is finally here, but if you're planning to gamble on the big dance, we've got a word of caution ahead.
Welcome back to Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas, Late Night at North Texas.
Color the world with peace and joy.
Tell me, Diva, what's the tea?
My Nisha drag is dumb.
Yeah, it sucks.
The spirits have guided you to me.
It's a jibber jabber. Yes, jibber jabber.
Jibber Jabber is a man on the street NTTV show for Instagram that's in its 7th season. With 2 hosts, 1 comfy chair, and a Would You Do Something bowl.
Pretty much the gist of our show is that we're going to be inviting UNT students, all of our lovely family over, and we're going to be talking to them. And when we run out of things to say, we're going to ask them,
Would you do something?
I think we're ready to do something.
Yeah.
Fortnite son or Minecraft daughter?
A case of the flu led to life-changing surgery for a South Texas teenager. The illness got so bad she had to have some limbs amputated. Anayeli Ruiz spoke to the child's mother about how it happened.
This is 13-year-old Kaden Ruiz. Her mom says she's a shy girl who plays the French horn. But in a matter of weeks, she was fighting for her life.
She started getting fever, chills, body aches.
Her mom says it started as a flu, but by the end of January, her symptoms were getting worse. They went to the ER.
Debated on sending us to San Antonio for higher care, and ultimately they decided to send us home to hydrate.
But once home, things took a turn.
Started having respiratory distress and was turning blue, so it took her back to the ER.
Kaden was taken to a hospital in San Antonio. That's when she was also diagnosed with strep.
Her heart was under such distress, 20% of it working by then.
At one point, her heart stopped.
Devastating. Never in a million years did I think that a flu B would lead to something like this.
Doctors at Texas Children's Hospital tell me the flu can be dangerous on its own, but combined with infections like strep, it can quickly become severe.
Influenza B is a very dangerous virus, and some people react far more violently to an infection than others.
That combination caused organ failure and dangerous blood clots in her limbs.
Toxins that are released by the bacteria that activate inappropriate clotting in the wrong location.
Doctors had no choice but to amputate her legs and one arm just yesterday.
It's devastating. Like, how do you tell your kid that, for one? Now she's covered in scars and her whole life has changed.
A fight that started with the flu has now turned her life upside down.
Just want to spread her story and try to help other people.
When flu vaccines become available, that's your best opportunity to protect your child from half of this problem.
New studies show marijuana does not help people who are dealing with common mental health problems. Researchers in Australia looked at dozens of trials from the last 45 years. They found marijuana does not reduce symptoms of mental health issues like anxiety, depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder. The author of one study also says the drug did not improve other conditions such as anorexia, bipolar disorder, or schizophrenia. About 1 in 4 people in the United States and Canada use marijuana for medicinal purposes, and many of them use it to manage their mental health, even though there is no evidence it helps.
The first round of March Madness got underway about an hour ago, and if you filled out a bracket, your choices are now locked in.
And if you think you correctly predicted all of the winners, well, the odds are not in your favor. Jen Sullivan breaks it all down.
On Sunday, the best men's NCAA basketball team celebrated as they got invited to the big dance. But in the end, only one team will conquer the madness.
People are super excited about March Madness.
Lori Kalani with online betting site DraftKings says they see a surge in users this time of year for the tournament known as March Madness.
Every year there's always a lot of surprises. That's what keeps it so exciting.
The NCAA says as many as 100 million brackets are filled out every year. But as far as it knows, no one has ever filled out a perfect bracket. That's because the odds of picking all 63 games correctly is 1 in, yeah, that's a lot of numbers. 9.2 quintillion. But if you know a little about basketball, your odds are slightly better. 1 in 120.2 billion, according to the NCAA.
It's always fun to have skin in the game.
Beyond the bracket, people can also bet on individual games and player stats. The American Gaming Association estimates Americans will legally wager $3.3 billion on the NCAA women's and men's tournaments this year, an increase from previous years. Many legal betting sites offer deposit and loss limits. You can even set time limits on how long you're on their app. And while the odds may be different for each game, the chances are high it will be another exciting March. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Maj, all that talk about March Madness has me kind of excited.
Yeah, Varun, me too. I think our sports anchor, Jeremiah Patterson, can tell us even more. Jeremiah.
Thanks, Maj. Coming up, I'll have a look at today's first round action, plus a huge night for Luka Doncic, and another NBA star is dealing with a major injury. Stay tuned, we've got you covered.
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
Breaking news out of the NBA, Cade Cunningham has been diagnosed with a collapsed lung and is expected to miss an extended period of time. The Detroit Pistons star has been one of the league's top performers this season, making this a major blow as the playoffs approach. Cunningham is having a career year, averaging 24.5 points, nearly 10 assists, and over 5 rebounds per game. The Arlington native has helped lead the Pistons to the best record in the Eastern Conference at 49-19. The injury reportedly happened after he dove for a loose ball earlier this week. He initially left the game with what was called back spasms. His timeline is uncertain, but there is optimism he could return in time for the start of the playoffs next month. Detroit will now have to adjust without their franchise player with just over a dozen games left in the regular season. A tough watch for Mavericks fans last night as Luka Doncic dropped 40 points in the win over the Houston Rockets. His all-star teammate LeBron James added 30, leading the Lakers to a 124-116 victory. Doncic was everywhere. He also had 10 assists and 9 rebounds, just 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. He knocked down 7 threes and took control late, helping LA pull away in the fourth quarter. LeBron was nearly perfect from shooting 13 for 14 from the field in one of his most efficient games this season. Together, the duo combined for 70 points as the Lakers secured their 7th straight win. And with the playoffs approaching, performances like this only add to the conversation surrounding Dallas's decision to move on from Luka. And while the NBA is heating up, college basketball is just getting started. March Madness tipped off today as teams begin their run for a national championship. Day 1 of the round of 64 features a full slate of games, including top seeds like Duke and Michigan taking the floor. And as always, all eyes are on potential upsets. We also have some Texas teams in action, including TCU and Houston, giving fans in North Texas even more reason to stay locked in. I'm just waiting on that Cinderella team. It happens every year, from buzzer beaters to bracket busters. The madness is just getting started. And if history tells us anything, expect the unexpected. Varun, Majay, back to you.
Thanks, Jeremiah. You know, Varun, it's getting warmer, and I think it would be a good day to get some ice cream.
That sounds like a great idea to me, Majay. And I know where you can get some for free. Dairy Queen is celebrating Free Cone Day, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can get a free vanilla soft serve cone at any DQ location as long as you go in person. The free ice cream marks something even more celebrating, the official start of spring here in Denton. There are Dairy Queen restaurants on University Boulevard and Loop 288.
Thanks for watching NTTV News at Noon.
Join us here again tonight at 6 here on North Texas Television.